You are here for a purpose, okay? You are here on purpose. You are here with purpose, and you are fulfilling that by continuing forward with your intuition. Moonstone is probably very powerful and very pertinent to you at this time, and it is moving from a communication space of nurtured, okay, nurtured, heartfelt, and authentic mind. Moonstone is also the birthstone of Cancer. Cancer is going to be a water sign, but it also is symbolic or personified or represented by the crab. And whenever I think about the crab, I always makes me think about hermits, right? Like the crab and its shell, it recluses, but it makes me go deeper and I think about hermit or the hermetic principles, right? Your foundational, your structuring, your rooting, your internal tenet, right? Your principal component. Let me shift these blinds because I don't like the lines. 111, as I said that. You don't like the lines. And then I see 1444. So we got triple ones, we got triple four, and that gives us the embodiment of five, right? Five is going to be a gateway to freedom. You have broken through so many reclusions. Follow where I'm headed with this. You have broken through so many reclusions by moving through your intuitive guidance and your dedicated focus, even when others, right? So we think about the crab, we think about, you've heard the analogy, crabs in the barrel, even when others were saying, I can't imagine doing that, or why would you go in that direction? Or there were those that were starting or trying to stop your starting. They were trying to block your climb, right? So I'm in the process of restructuring my dwelling, and I was changing my sheets, and in that process I heard you broke through the barriers that no one else could conceive. 222 on the dial as I said that. Cancerian energy, so moonstone, moon energy, but mothering, nurturing, and the water, the birthing essence, right? You broke through so many barriers that no one else could conceive. So one of the things I used to consider in my journey, in my path, is like being a teenage mother, right? And while I know that that is not a challenge or a uncharacteristic component of society now, when I was a teenage mother over almost 30 years ago, so 28 years ago, it was heavily stigmatized. And there were so many people that were like, I can't believe you went through with this, or what were you thinking, or how are you going to, and they would always put this limitation or barrier or blockage that was upon me based upon one instance and characteristic or component of my life, instead of saying, how can I support you? What do you need? This may be a challenge. 333. How can I support you? What do I need? This may be a challenge, but I know that you can concede. All right? Concede, achieve. I know that you won't concede. Okay? I know that you won't concede. You won't give up, and you can achieve. So how can I support you? What do you need? I know this as a challenge, but I will not let you concede. Let's restructure that, right? Because we are reframing our mindset because the words that we speak become the reality that we see. And I'm thinking on that as I'm changing my sheets and being like, if others were more supportive, if others had given more guidance, if others would have given more directive, I may have been able to be further along. But as I was marinating on this, I recognized it's because I had to go through that journey. I had to find the details, the wisdom, and overcome obstacles at oftentimes alone. The resilience that I've gained is something that no one can take away. 444s were coming back into this. So that's that triple four again, that structured nurturing, grounding, and stability, right? That's something that no one will be able to take away from me. Because see, other people can't necessarily give you what they can't conceive. So the concede and the conceive, right? So when energy comes through me, it comes to me, but it doesn't always make sense in the moment. And even when I hear this, there's going to be things that I pick up going back and listening to it, because just like you, I listen to my content on repeat too. I want you to drop in the comments what's sticking out to you the most at this time. But people can't give you what they can't conceive to be possible, because just like the crabs in the barrel, sometimes when you start to climb, when you start to rise, and when you start to shine, it's going to reflect. Okay, it's going to reflect, and it is going to highlight where they are not willing to make the climb for themselves. Why? Because they can't see beyond the condition that they themselves haven't been able to overcome. Yeah, that's deep. That's deep. And just like in that moonstone, and it's interesting, in an earlier read, the moon card just kept pulling out for me, right? And if I'm not mistaken, in that deck, the moon is partnered with 26. 2 plus 6 is going to be 8, and 8 is going to be the energy of abundance, okay? So in that aspect, we can have an abundance of bliss, we can have an abundance of ish, or we can have an abundance of resources that we culminate if we're willing to go through the changing of the tides. Listen, Cancerian energy, water energy, we're sitting in Scorpio energy right now, and we're going through the murk and the depths of the transformation in order to come out whole on the other side, baby. So you are exactly where you need to be, because if it wasn't for the journey that you persevered through, you would not have the strength and resilience to stand on the precipice of your billionaire breakthrough. Listen, you are not hindered or limited in any way. The universe is your trusted companion and aid. You were given this mission because you could bring it to fruition. And every resource, every tool, every level of support, and every level of guidance you need is already internally embedded in you. Now you're getting ready to bring it through you.